What's up, all you epic Amogus Fortnite gamers? My name Deez, and today we are doing episode 3 of Geek Haven. Alongside me is Volcar-OHNO, like always. Like I said, I made this intro as cursed as I possibly could by spouting all the most awful memes possible. And even though
You are an awful meme.
yes, I am, and even though she hasn't said anything yet, I can already feel the hatred glaring off of her to me.
I always hate you. Did you know you're a tweet?
I'm a what?
You're a tweet.
I'm a tweet? Like,
No, I'm saying tweet like a tweet on Twitter. Don't question
oh
it.
god! Oh god! I don't even have the sound playing, and I'm scared where this is going. Okay.
What are you doing with that?
So now that I'm emotionally scarred by the fact that what I
You're a
just
tweet.
said. First off, hi Brian. That scared me. That tweet was horrifying. So yeah, I'm trying to regain my composure after seeing that, to be honest with you. So today we're going to be
My job is to scar my friends.
it is, and you succeeded. So we're going to be talking about some various different things today. First thing starting with.
Wait, can I give a disclaimer real quick
Okay,
and
yeah.
self promo?
Okay, yeah, sure, go ahead.
First of all, I was off of Twitter for about a month. I recently came back and I was off YouTube for about a month, unintentionally working on my new track that dropped today. Go check it out. I also want to give this warning. I am very delirious. I am running off of 3 hours of sleep. um, so I'm probably going to be a bit more out of it than I usually am. Not that I'm ever not out of it, but
Yeah, you're fine. Don't worry about it. You'll you should be okay. It should be fine. Well,
I'm
defining.
never okay.
Well, yeah, it does say defining okay. So first things first. Just gonna get, like I said, we're gonna be talking about 3 specific things. One which happened this Tuesday. One which Volker specifically requested, and one that unfortunately happened not too long ago. So first off, we're going to be talking about Nintendo's E3, and yes, only
Yes.
Nintendo's, because I went through.
Everything else was trash.
Well, not really. I think Microsoft's was actually pretty good because
I didn't pay attention to the rest of it, so I'm speaking from an uninformed perspective with a Nintendo bias. Take that how you will.
that's fine. Don't worry about it. But yeah, literally, you're not far off actually. Outside of Microsoft, everything else was trash. To be honest with you, in fact, 2 of them actually made me legitimately angry to watch. But yeah,
Okay.
Nintendo's was announced. We're just going to be going through each of them piece by piece, discussing about it, seeing how it goes, and then just going off of, just what we think of it, and then before we move on to the next topic. So,
I seriously need to redraw this background I did for you. Oh my god, my old art is trash.
yeah, it's fine. Don't worry about it. But yeah, so we're going to So first things first. When the opening to the thing played, Nintendo did the obligatory Smash reveal with it being
Right.
Kazuya from the 19. When was Tekken 1? Hang on. I actually
I
don't
think it
remember.
was I think it was Tekken 3, but I could be wrong.
Oh no, 1994. Yeah, Kazuya debuted in Tekken 1 in 94. Yeah.
This is how you know I'm out of the loop, but yeah, Kazuya was announced and I actually wasn't angry about this.
Yeah, I haven't been angry about any of them, to be honest with you. Some of them were a little bit eyebrow raising. Well, 2 of them more specifically, which was Corin and Steve. I mean, Steve was kind of to be expected because Minecraft is, and I'm going to say this with all aspects, considering the biggest game in the world, like the
Yeah,
most well-known
yeah,
game.
I mean it does run on a lot of platforms. It's been around for literal years and people are still playing it, which is not very like normal for some games. Like franchises will still be played, but it's very rare that we can see a game like this played over and over and over again. And I think it's because Minecraft is a success in that you can do so much with it with either option that you have. And that was one of the successes that was so great for the game, even without the customizable skins and being able to do this, that, and the other.
Yeah, but yeah, a lot of people was really upset with him being in Smash. But with Kazuya personally, like, I genuinely am happy he's in the game, considering I've said this numerous times, but I don't think I've ever said this online. 3 of the first ever games I ever played were Crash Bandicoot 1, WWE SmackDown 2 on the PS1, obviously, because all of these were on PS1, and Tekken 3. Kazuya wasn't in Tekken 3 because in the Tekken lore, in between Tekken 2 and Tekken 4, he was dead because his father threw him into an active volcano. But and yes, that is why Kazuya kept throwing people into volcanoes, because not only did Heihachi, Kazuya's father, do that in his ending in Tekken 2, but Kazuya did that to Heihachi in his ending in Tekken 1.
Can you please stop saying Kazuya? It's Kazuya.
Kazuya?
Kazuya.
I say it how I want to say it. Tomato, tomato. Anyway.
You've been pronouncing it like it's kazoo, and then with a ya at the end. It is not kazoo. There is no kazoo.
I like kazoos. Anyway,
You are kazoo.
Okay, hang on. I got the greatest joke ever. So Kazuya is literally one of the Sorry, I'm gonna stop doing that. Apologies to everyone on stream, by the way. This is the kind of chaos it goes. Hey, okay, so first off, hey Travis. Second off, fuck you, Marco. Yes, I do, Travis. I do have issues with kazoos. So basically, yeah, like I think this was really cool. I'm still gonna be waiting for the like official stream for when they actually reveal more about him in 2 weeks' time on the 28th. Which I'm really hoping they have some Tag Tournament 1 soundtracks on it, because I fucking love that game.
Mm-hmm.
Don't remind me of the bootleg kazoo. Oh, hey.
You are a bootleg kazoo.
Oh, shut up. Shut the fuck up. Right. So yeah, that was that. Have you got any thoughts you want to drop on? I'm not even gonna Kazuya. There you go. Did I say it right now? Have I finally
Kazuya, thank you. Okay.
Have you got any thoughts?
On this specific part of E3?
On just Kazuya and just Kazuya being in Smash in general.
So I actually have some thoughts on Smash in general, and this is like this is gonna sound terrible. I love Smash, and I'm not gonna complain about Kazuya being in there because Kazuya is actually a much better option than some of the stuff I was expecting. Looking at like through the years what characters have been added and characters that haven't, I try not to get too pissy when I see a character that I feel could have been like a different character, because I know that a lot of work is put into it, and it's not that the game instantly becomes trash. Personally, I think Kazuya is a wonderful fit. He's definitely a better fit than Bayonetta. I will never agree with Bayonetta being in this game. You will never get me to agree to that.
There's going to be a very controversial topic with a very controversial thing, especially for 2 people in the chat right now. But go on.
Here's my thing. I'm not going to say Bayonetta's a bad character. I just feel like because of what her moveset is, if you know, like, if you have like look at her moveset, if you look at like the genuine like what's going on with Smash, like yeah, Solid Snake is from an M-rated series, but the thing is, I'm just gonna say this, he's not stripping to attack people. He's not stripping to attack people. And that's my main qualm with Bayonetta. Just the fact that she strips in order to use her attacks. I don't like it. It makes me uncomfortable.
Yeah, that's fair enough. I know. I don't worry about that. Also, Marco, that joke is fucked up. Oh my god. So anyway, yeah, after Kazi was shown off and I was hype, they went through a lot of other games that are coming to Switch, like regrettably, Life is Strange for me. Um,
What's wrong with that?
I don't like Life is Strange. I don't like the first one. Beyond the Before the Storm was all right, and and to be honest, I am quite hyped for True Colors, but the original game fucking sucks. Anyway, Travis can vouch for me. Anyway, so then there was obviously they showed off like the new Marvel Guardians of the Galaxy game was coming to Switch. Worms 2. I'm reading this off of a Games Radar list, by the way, for the record, because I don't have an actual list on me. The obligatory Just Dance, Dragon Ball Z Kakarot was coming to Switch as well. Astria Ascending, the new Fatal Frame, Dune Eternal, Tony Hawk and Strange Brigades. I don't know if you have any opinion on Super Monkey Balls. We could either go through over that or skip it because I haven't really played any of them. So
I've played one of them, and I don't think it's bad. Um, I I feel like one of the biggest issues that people have with it is because, like, if I'm not mistaken, aren't people like waiting for a new Donkey Kong Country, which is why that was like such a big disappointment.
I legitimately did think that was Donkey Kong at first, like, because I did see the bananas. I was like, "Oh, is that Donkey Kong?" It's like, no, it's Super Monkey Ball. That's still Pog though. Like, I'm gonna pick it up. I might pick it up in the future. I don't know.
Yeah, no, it's a pretty cool, fun game to pass time. I think this is actually like my main qualm with a lot of fans when it comes to Nintendo, and I'm sure that it applies to other consoles and whatnot, but I pay attention to Nintendo the most since I grew up with it. I feel like a lot of fans, because I can see Nintendo trying to like go away from like their main series games like Mario and Legend of Zelda. Like they're still paying attention to them, but they're not trying to make everything about them.
Yeah.
And it's one of those things where I feel like a lot of people would like complain like, "Oh, well we didn't get updates on this game and this game and this game." And it's like Nintendo's trying their best.
Yeah.
Nintendo is trying their best.
And here I am, since 2000. Here I am, multiple years later, still waiting for a new F-Zero. Anyway, enough for me being sad with my life. The next game that's on that list is something that we're going to probably go into a long conversation about. It's the announcement of a sort of remake slash compilation of Mario Party things with Mario Party Superstars. Which, yes, please. Basically, that's all I'm going to say to
Oh
the
yeah.
short term. Yes, please. But yeah, like literally, yeah. For those who probably didn't, probably do know about this already, but for those who didn't, like Super Mario, like basically this is going to be a compilation of boards from 1, 2, and 3 with mini games from literally all the other games as well. So yeah, basically also they've shown a lot of stuff on it on Treehouse as well. Some of which involving like bringing back some stuff that haven't been seen in a while, like fucking Chance Time, which is bringing back Vietnam flashbacks. I'm gonna be honest
I
here.
accidentally gave away all his stars in a chance time.
To the AI.
It was an accident.
I know it was. Accident, she says. Accident, she says with quotations, but no. So yeah, be sure. So yeah, I'm gonna. I'm definitely. I don't know if it's gonna be day one. It might be, but I am 100% guaranteed picking this up, especially with the online stuff with it as well for it. And I already know for a fact that you're probably going to as well.
For me, I'm gonna try. I think the biggest problem is the fact that I don't have a job.
Oh,
But I grew up on the Mario Party series. Like I started playing Mario Party 3 when I was about um it was like how old was I? I was like 5. And the first game I played was Mario Party 3 because my mom would play it. And I think it was like we got back from a trip from California and my mom was playing it and I wanted to play with her. That's actually no, I was younger than 5. Or was I 5? I don't remember because I remember like I was able to read quickly. I might have been 4, I don't remember, but I learned how to read because of Mario Party 3 because I wanted to play with them. And um it was one of those things where I played 4, but I didn't play 5 or 6 or 7. When 8 came out, it was a huge thing for me. I didn't care for 9 as much. I've never played 10. Island Tour was okay, and Super Mario Party is actually really fun for me. But one of the biggest problems that I had is I missed the chance time. I missed the old boards. I missed how difficult it felt, which is why I'm really excited to see Mario Party like actually bring that back. I like the fact that there's an online feature, partially because like you can only play against the AI for so long. Um, I feel like Nintendo has been trying to do like a lot with online features because of COVID, because a lot of their online features for games started like really ramping up due to that. Just like, well, it's not like people are going to be playing locally anymore, so let's do this.
The only unfortunate thing is though, with like some of the game, with like depending on what game it is, the online barely functions. Like the thing is though, like with like with Smash, 3D World, as we later discovered, and in some cases Mario Kart 8 as well, alongside with I think what I've seen of Super Mario Party, the online doesn't work. I think the only game where it competently works fine with is New Horizons. I think that's about it.
Which they, even though they didn't mention it in E3, supposedly they are working on New Horizons, which I'm very happy about.
Yeah. I did see they were doing a lot
Also,
of that.
have a fucked up meme.
Okay, what is this? Oh, Christ on a bike. This is the level of insanity I work with. I'm happy about it, but still. So yeah, if you want to know, if you want to know how it looks, if you're a bit worried about it, they did upload stuff for it on Nintendo Treehouse after the direct, alongside with footage of the probably what I think everybody was been talking about with this direct as well. Motherfucking Metroid Dread. Let's go, fam. 15,
I know, right?
15 years and we're finally here. So yeah, basically, I'm shut up, Travis. I'll share later. Basically, for those who don't know how important this game is and how important the name Metroid Dread is, this game has been in development for about 15 years. Like since Prime 3, this game has been looming around like the franchise and all that. And people at the time, even I kind of thought even I didn't think it was even a real thing, but they legitimately revealed it was a real thing, and it was literally just cancelled multiple times. But yeah, this is coming out. There's the first game literally, and not presented to the streamers. Do you want a show? All right, it's not all right. There we go. Let me fucking
I don't think you, it's cursed, but okay.
cavemen I have to deal with in I have to deal with in chat right now. God, Jesus Christ. There you go. There's the meme. There's the goddamn meme.
Where is it? I don't see it.
It's on the screen. There we
Oh,
go.
there it is. Now, there.
There you go. Hope you fuckers are happy. Right. So anyway, back to Metroid. But yeah, so like literally this is basically this is the game that's taking place literally after Fusion in the timeline. There is footage that was shown off as well. It does show a little introduction for people who didn't get to play Fusion.
Which I'm playing on an emulator because I don't have the old systems or the money to buy that.
I mean, I have a oh, Dave. Oh, I fucking love you guys. But yeah, they did. I mean, I have played it because I got it as a part of the ambassador program like ages ago. But but yeah, it's it's an exciting time. Plus, also the fact that it's coming out this year as well, with Prime Force still on the way as well. That's pretty. Which I still don't think it's going to come back in my next lifetime. But yeah, so I'm gonna open the floor to the degenerate and.
Okay, so for me with Metroid, I actually kind of grew up. I also kind of grew up with that. I grew up with Super Metroid, not really any of the other games, and I loved Metroid. I had wanted to play Prime. I'm actually still looking for the Metroid Prime trilogy, which, by the way, people are like trying to sell for either thousands of dollars or like over $100. Which no, because these are like used copies too. No. Um, like I want that so badly. But anyway, I didn't really play any of the GBA games or anything like that. So when it came to the oh my gosh, sorry, I dropped something. When it came to Dread coming out, I was actually really excited because I didn't know anything about Dread. All I knew was that supposedly the next game that was going to be released was going to be the end of Samus's timeline. Now, here's the kicker. Metroid, Samus is the title character for Metroid, but Metroid is not necessarily unable to continue without Samus. So my question is, are they going to continue Metroid with a different character and take up a different storyline?
I don't know because they didn't necessarily because all they said was this is the final game in the timeline of the actual creatures Metroids itself.
Really?
Yeah, that's what Travis just said in the chat. Nintendo said that it would be the end of Samus, just the end of this particular arc.
I could have sworn that I read something about Samus, but like I said, I am very delirious right now. So,
That is fine.
um,
Also, the Emmys are fucking terrifying as well. I'm just gonna say that.
I have so many bar ideas just wrapped around that name in general, but I could have sworn I read something about it being the end of Samus, but again, I'm delirious. Regardless, I would like to eventually see at some point a different story arc with a different character, and it's nothing against Samus. It's just one of those things where I feel like the universe has so much potential, but Nintendo seems to know what they're doing when it comes to Metroid and Legend of Zelda, especially. So,
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think that they're gonna end the story of like Samus at all, probably, or like more than I don't know, like more than likely, like I know how this is probably gonna go. Like obviously, like there's gonna be the final game of the final game with the Metroids itself. Then they're gonna go into the then they're gonna go into Prime 4, which I'm assuming I'm not gonna say positively but considering the placement of Prime, I'm assuming this is going to lead into the events of Metroid 2. And then that'll be that for that timeline for probably good, unless they decide to remake one of the games. Yeah, then afterwards, they showed the new Mario Golf. Shut up, Travis. I have no real opinion either way of the game, to be honest with you. It looks good, but it's golf. I wish I could find interest in it. It looks alright. Don't know if you have any opinion on it at all. Probably not, but depends. Do you?
I mean, you're allowed to have your opinion. Your opinion's wrong, but you're allowed to have it.
Fucking rude.
I never said I was nice.
No, you didn't. Don't worry about it, fam. But yeah, yeah. Then they shown off footage of you get to body check other people in the game. Yeah, but But yeah, and Marco, I completely disagree with your opinion on that one. But yeah, Monster Hunter Stories 2, I think you said you were excited for this, didn't you? You said you were going to give it a try? Or I'm thinking of somebody else?
For what?
For Monster Hunter Stories 2.
Oh yeah, I want to give it a try just because it looks so cute. It looks so cute.
I don't think I probably won't because I've literally never even had any interest, never had any personal interest in, Monster Hunter in general, to be honest with you. Like, I tried World, I tried 3, I tried 4 Ultimate, and I couldn't get into any of them. They were just too. I think the word is sluggish for me personally. I don't know. I just didn't really find any entertainment value in them whatsoever personally.
Yeah, but you're kind of ADHD.
Uh, yeah, because I am. But yeah, I mean, I'm not saying they're bad games by any stretch of the imagination. Like it's popular for a reason, but I don't know. Yeah. So afterwards, the one thing that got me a little excited was the fact that there is even a new WarioWare game that exists. Which the
Ye-
last game was more of a compilation game anyway on the 3DS.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, I'm happy about this because like I said, one of my favorite games from like years ago was do I have to turn off my Alexa? But yeah,
You might.
one of my I'm gonna do that. Hang on.
Oh, that's great.
I've unplugged it. Right. Where was I? Oh yeah, WarioWare. Yeah. So one of my first ever DS games that I got was I mean if you're willing to play our world on the PS4, I'm willing to join you for it. But yeah, so anyway, the first WarioWare game I ever played was Touched on the DS, which fun fact, I got before it even released in the UK.
Really?
Yes, because my first ever Nintendo DS, I bought when I was in New York with the family,
Hmm.
and the game was out already over there. The game was already like long since out over there, along with the DS.
Right.
And then by the time we got back, the actual system launched in the UK, and so yeah, that was pretty cool. And since then, I've loved pretty much a vast majority of them. The 3DS one was kind of all right. It was good, but not like fantastic. I think I still think Touched is the apex of what you can get with WarioWare. This one looks good, but it kind of, in a way, weird thing to admit, it kind of feels like it. Hang on, let me just. Is my audio muted? Yeah, it kind of looks like, in a way, it gets the point of WarioWare, but at the same time, I don't know. It kind of feels like it's missing it. I don't really know yet. I mean, it looks good. It looks good, and I will definitely pick it up at some point. But I genuinely don't know at this point. Have you
I
played
think
WarioWare at all?
I've never played it, but I've seen Let's Plays of it. And one of the charms of WarioWare, from what I've seen, seeing like the evolution of the games, one of the charms for me is okay then. One of the charms for me is the chibi. The way the art style is getting more and more kind of chibi. It's smaller, it's more adorable. I personally like that. You can tell I like a lot of adorable things. I feel like it's been a while and they've had a lot of time to work on it, so it'll probably still be a good game. It just might not be as familiar.
No, because I mean the last like original, like fully 100% original WarioWare game was some people count Game and Wario back in 2013, but really in truth the last fully in a way original WarioWare game was DIY in 2009, and the last console one was Smooth Moves in 2006. So like that's a thing. It looks good though. It does look like a good time. Plus with the co-op thing as well, that's going to be quite chaotic as well. I don't really have an opinion on Shin Megami Tensei, and I don't know if you have an opinion on it either. I mean, it looks good. It looks alright. It looks very pretty, and plus I have been wanting to try one of the actual SMT games, but
Oh yeah, no, absolutely. I will always appreciate graphics, and I'll always try to give my opinion. It looks like a pretty good, cool game. I'll think about picking it up, but I'm not sure if I will. Partially because, again, I'm broke.
yeah, it's gonna be kind. This sounds kind of basic for me. That sounds like make me sound like a basic bitch when I say this, but I'm more on the Persona side of things than I am the SMT side of things. But yeah,
That's fair.
There's that.
Also, we didn't say we don't. I mean, he might have said he doesn't like it. I don't remember him saying he didn't like it.
No, I didn't. I don't hate SMT. I don't really have an opinion on it either way because I haven't played any of them. I'm probably gonna pick it up. I'm probably gonna try one of them though. Marco, if you've got a recommendation for one of them to try, then just drop me a line and I can look up some. I don't want to go into Danganronpa because I'm gonna piss off a lot of people.
I don't either, mainly because I don't know how the games play out. I have one or two friends that are really into the series. Personally, not too into it myself, especially considering that the game that they're talking about releasing, one of them is like really like fan servicey, and I don't know anything about the game, but if I remember, they're all minors, and that makes me extremely uncomfortable.
Yeah, it's for me, comes down to a case where I can appreciate the games. I can appreciate the story. I can appreciate the characters. I'll avoid the franchise though because the fan base scares me. The fan base actually.
I'm not scared of the fan base. The fan base just kind of annoys me.
Well, it annoys you, but I'm fucking terrified of them. Now just play Persona. Yeah, I already do. Don't worry. I'm playing through 3 right now. Anyway, 3's great. So yeah, there's.
Speaking of, make sure to check out Zach Boucher's Persona 3 rap. Do that.
Yeah, do that.
Or Zach B, but he used to be Zach Boucher. It's weird transitioning from that.
Humble plug right now there.
I don't believe all fan bases suck. I just believe all fan bases have the potential to suck.
All fan bases have their least good to better sides to them, but most of them do have really bad garbage in them.
Oh yeah, no, everything has its garbage. I just don't feel like every fan base is trash.
Also,
at least my fan base isn't trash.
Margaret just said, question, do you like My Hero Academia? Which
depends on the season. It depends on the season, because some seasons were better than others. I don't think any season was particularly bad, but some seasons were definitely better than others. Season 4 was the best in my opinion. Season 3 was a close second. Season 1 was better than Season 2. The Stain arc was great, but Season 2 took way too long to get off the ground, and into that, it felt like it kind of dragged on. Yeah.
That's the closest you're gonna get to a remake of a My Hero Academia review. Anyway,
Yeah.
I didn't forget. But yeah, so then I'm confused about the fact that they decided to re-release the Maiden of Blackwater, like the Fatal Frame game, because do any of you guys know? I'm asking some of you guys in chat. Wasn't that game like really bad? Like, wasn't that game like really not good at all? Because I don't remember it. All I remember was that I looked up trying to get the game on the Wii U, and it was really expensive for some reason. Plus, I've never played any of the other Spirit Cam. Well, they're called Spirit. It's called Spirit Camera for me, I think. Let me just check. Oh no, it's just it's Project Zero for me, but in my mind, I just for some reason I just called it Spirit Camera, even though that's only the 3DS one. But
Are you talking about the series that has Fatal Frame?
yeah, because one of the next games on this list was made in Blackwater, and I seem to remember that game because it was on the Wii U initially. I seem to remember that being not good, but I might be mistaken.
I want to try it just because of the fact that like you can't run away and you have to look at what's traumatizing you.
Yeah, well, the reviews were quite mixed looking at this. Like Metacritic go at 67 out of 100. Game Revolution gave it 4.5 stars. Nintendo World Report gave it 8.5 out of 10. And Eurogamer just gave it a straight up avoid. But then again, Eurogamer has multiple different reviewers on their website instead of a more consistent reviewer base, which
For me, I feel like it depends on the person and the mechanics they look at because there's only so much that something can like just be like different and not someone's taste before it becomes objectively bad because there are objectively bad things, but I don't think it's as common as people think. Personally, it's a game I would try because most horror will bore me, and this actually looks like something that wouldn't be boring because of the mechanic that you have to look at what's trying to kill you in order to kill it, and
yeah,
it's like, yeah.
yeah. What Marco put in the chat is basically a good comparison. Like, it's basically, I've heard this description before that it's literally just a horror Pokemon Snap, essentially.
I mean, hey, I'm done with that.
Yeah. I would have been, and also the next game that's listed on here, I would have been more interested in this considering that apparently the original Mario Rabbids game was actually really good. I mean, Grant Kirkhope was composing it anyway, so I'm really happy about that.
I'm definitely curious about it.
Yeah, basically, for the record, Grant Kirkhope's the guy who did the Banjo-Kazooie and Donkey Kong 64 music. Anyway,
Oh, wow.
yeah, he's a really, really, really good composer. Really funny as well. Plus, he's British, so I have to like him. But yeah,
That's not how British people work.
well, he's Scottish more specifically, but he's still hilarious. But yeah,
As an artist, I can definitely say here's the thing. I'm just going to interject this. There's beginner art, there's learning, there's trial and error. It is very rare that any kind of art can be bad, but there are some things where, like, even in music, whether it's art, whether it's music, whether it's writing, whether it's film, whether it's whatever, there comes a point. There comes a point. Every single thing has that point.
yeah,
But I just don't feel like people should be throwing the term trash around for stuff that like it's not trash because like I said, it's very rare that it happens, but it does happen.
yeah. We discussed about this in DMs whether you're going to talk about it or not, but let's not go into more recent events that have occurred. We're speaking of art. Yeah.
I
So,
mean, we could, but
I mean, if you want to after this, we can, and then we can go over to
sure.
fucking Weeb stuff. Oh yeah. It'll be a little mini extra fourth part. But yeah, so yeah, I'm curious about the original game because right now Mario Rabbids 1 is
You're
on,
allowed to have that opinion,
yeah, because Mario Rabbids
even if
1
it's wrong.
shut up. Mario Rabbids 1 is, I'm gonna get into my opinion on Skyward Sword in a sec anyway. Like, Mario Rabbids 1 is on sale on the Switch store right now. So I'm
Mm-hmm.
gonna give that a play. I'm probably gonna use my gold coins to get that discounted and give that a try. But so far, I really probably don't have any opinion to pick that game up yet. But I'll see. I'll see probably by that point. I mean, with the next one that was revealed, I didn't really play Advanced Wars,
Mm-hmm.
so I'm don't really have an opinion on it, but it looks fun. I mean, from the
It
outside,
looks like something cute if like if you're into that type of game, like it looks cute overall, but if you're into that type of game, even more so.
yeah, as an outsider looking in, it kind of just looks like Fire Emblem with tanks, and that sounds like a really basic thing to say, I know, but still, like, it just looks from an
You
outside.
are basic.
Yes, I know. But yeah, like I think this is like I remember when the last Advance Wars game was released. Then let me look. Advance Wars, the Wars series in general. The last Wars games was Advance Wars: Days of Ruin in 2008, and there's been absolutely
Wow.
nothing since. So yeah,
Wow.
that's cool. That's cool that they're even remaking this. Yeah. So after they shown off some DLC for Hyrule Warriors: Age of Calamity, which is pretty good. Which I recommend people.
It
give a
looks
try.
exciting.
It is. It's pretty fun. I recommend it. They shown off some stuff about Skyward Sword HD. So, right, I'm gonna go into a long talk about this because I've seen Marco posting this in a chat, and I respect everybody's opinion, but so I'm gonna give mine. Out of my opinion, see, with me, I've stated this to several people in the past. I've played so many bad games that my standards on games are so fucking low that even something as mundane as Duke Nukem Forever can be good to me. Or at least okay, at the least. So I can say this with no hyperbole and my personal opinion that Skyward Sword is the number one game that I refuse to understand. And even if people explain to me, I cannot even understand or see why or even how that game got as much hate as it's gotten.
Literally only motion controls.
Yeah.
Literally people were pissed off at motion controls, and that was so stupid.
Yeah, like Other M, I can understand because the plot writing and characters were absolutely.
It felt rushed.
Yeah,
it felt rushed.
Were like abhorrent, but the gameplay had some elements to it that I didn't agree with, but overall I thought it was okay personally. Like Other M was kind of when you started off as like, oh, I love this game too. It's okay. Skyward Sword started off as like I'm unsure about this game. To I really enjoy this game. To Jesus Christ, how do people hate this? This is really fucking good. And I'm super excited for the HD remake as well, especially remaster more specifically. I've already pre-ordered it. I'm probably going to be streaming it when it comes out. Yeah, it's just in my perspective, like people like Skyward Sword was really fun for me. Like even the motion controls I thought were like really decently done. Like which means also at the same time I'm also quite happy that they did proper button controls for the actual game itself as well. But like I still struggle to understand it, especially considering like I don't even want to say my opinion on Twilight Princess because everybody's gonna yell at me. But
Twilight Princess is not for everyone, but it is definitely a good game.
Yeah, that's better. That's better. But yeah, I mean that's why, guys. That's what I said. Like I don't have any problem with you.
Here's my thing. I'm gonna say this. I have a much higher standard than Liam does, and that's not meant to be mean. But as you said, you've played so much trash that your standards are low. My standards are fairly high. I can appreciate when a game is okay versus when a game is trash versus when a game is good or great. Here's my thing. It wasn't boring. And Zelda has been using the same basic formula elements for a while. This is at the beginning of the timeline, so that piece of lore is amazing. They did put thought into it. Having to travel back and forth to the sky is amazing, and you have that sense of discovery if you decide to, as the player, show respect to the universe and actually look around. because there is so much more there that if you decide not to look at it, hey, that's your choice. But then if you decide to complain about it, you are kind of disrespecting the developers who put that time and effort into the game. Along with the fact that the dungeon design was actually extremely creative, especially with how they implemented the various weapons and items. You can have your opinion. If you think the game is bad, the game could be bad to you. But objectively, it's a much better game than you're saying it is.
Yeah, I personally, like, for me, like, if anybody, like I said, my personal thing is if anybody dislikes the game, that's their prerogative. Like, I've spoken to people who don't like Banjo-Kazooie, like, and that's my favorite game of all time. While I don't at all agree with them, I just say, you know what, you didn't see something I did, go for it, play it. I don't like it, that's fine by me, buddy. Just don't try to make me not like it. That's where we start having problems. If somebody basically tells me you can't enjoy this game, then I start having problems. But for me personally, I loved everything about Skyward Sword. I love the character designs of some of the characters in this game. I love the story. The music was really engaging. The game, I enjoyed the gameplay. The dungeons were actually pretty alright. Just, I love the world as well and the lore building. Just everything about the game for me personally was actually genuinely really, really good for me. And like I said, I'm still going to be streaming it when it comes out, and I'm hyped. Yeah, like I said, you like Sonic 06. Like, that's fine by me, honestly. Like, I've expressed my opinion that is still a #1 contender for my least favorite game I've ever played. But there you go. But yeah, I'm gonna drop Skyward Sword before a brawl probably breaks out. uh, so yeah, then they shown off a thing I'm probably actually going to pick up, which is a Game and Watch, which is the Zelda Game and Watch thing that has the original Zelda, Zelda 2, and Link's Awakening, which that's pretty neat. I didn't get the Mario one because I have Super Mario, but I have Super Mario, the original Super Mario, and Mario 2 Lost Levels on so many other systems that I really didn't need it, especially on terms of digital systems anyway, or like handhelds. But I'm probably going to pick that up anyway. And then they closed off by actually showing gameplay finally of Breath of the Wild 2. Thank God they're finally showing stuff off about that. I thought that game was dead forever.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Have you seen the potential, like, the rumored story behind it?
Which one? I'm sorry, I zoned out for a split second.
You're fine, don't worry about it. Have you seen the apparent... Hang on, I'm going to look this up. Breath of the Wild 2 rumor.
Oh, yeah.
Like, the rumored story behind it about how apparently some sources, like, discovered from the music, apparently will lead to this being a complete... Apparently being... I've seen one person make a theory that it was going to be a complete rewind back to undoing the curse of demise that was set in Skyward Sword.
Yes, I actually did hear about that, and I kind of agree with the theory that it could be the very end of the timeline. And that's not to say Zelda games would stop, because there is a lot that they haven't covered or that they could potentially choose to cover in between Skyward Sword and Breath of the Wild 2. Frankly, I don't know if it's going to be the end of the timeline, but with the way they're setting it up, it looks like it might be. And that's actually really exciting.
I mean, did they ever say where Breath of the Wild actually took place in any way?
Yeah, it's at the end of the timeline. It's where all the timelines reconverge.
Oh, okay. Right, that's...
At least that's from my understanding, if I remember correctly. I could be wrong.
I mean, it would make the most... I mean, in my eyes, it would make the most sense. Basically, it says here, the events of the Breath of the Wild take place during an era long after the events of the earlier games have become myths. It's impossible to tell which are myths are historical fact and which are merely fairy tale. So essentially, what I'm gathering from this means like at this point, at the point of Breath of the Wild, literally nobody knows if any of the events of the actual past Zelda games even happened.
From what I'm understanding, it's no matter what timeline is chosen, it leads to the same thing. So it's up to you to decide which timeline actually happened, since there are
Yeah.
three.
Marco, can I be honest? That's the first Zelda thing we've actually agreed on all day, that the timeline sucks.
I actually really like it. I think it's a way to still make any potential possibility valid while being able to put that thought and detail into it, because I give Nintendo a lot of credit for their series and that they do put the thought and attention to detail into it. Not everyone thinks the same way or will see it the same way, but that's just kind of what happens.
Yeah, yeah, that's fair. Like, I know a lot of people do like how it's done, and there's clear explanation about how each game fits into each game, but like in some perspectives, it was like I don't know. I don't really have a very positive thought process on the actual timeline itself, and how in a way it was kind of nonsensical-ish. So yeah, that was a long one. So yeah, that's E3 Nintendo's conference. Like, that was pretty good. It was a pretty good conference overall, because literally after all the other showcases aside from Microsoft that were showing off really anything Nintendo they could have just shown off only Metroid Dread and then everything else, and they would have been like, yep, that's it, Nintendo did it. We don't need everything else, doesn't exist anymore. They've completely won everything. But
Hold on. I mean, that's how a lot of timelines are created. You can say it's nonsensical all you want, but I'd rather they take the time and thought to try to give us an actual timeline of what they've done than sit there leaving us to speculate, leading to pointless arguments. They put in the thought and time to do that for us, and I don't feel like disregarding that is cool.
yeah, well, let's drop it anyway, because we're talking about mostly E3 anyway, and the timeline was kind of a conjoined thing. But yeah, both of you are kind of I feel both of you are right in a way, in your own
Well,
respective.
this isn't something either of us can be wrong on. It is a difference of opinion. But
Yeah.
speaking from a creator's perspective, especially when I am a writer and I do put that much time and thought and energy into that stuff, it's one of those things where imagining a whole company taking the time and energy to do this stuff when they don't have to is like,
Yeah.
it's something that I respect.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, it was. I feel the end route was better than the goddamn journey they took to even get an official one out anyway.
Fair.
Considering how they changed the timeline, literally every other week before the official one came out. But yeah. So with next one we were just gonna go into like, oh yeah, we said we were gonna do the artist thing, weren't we? Afterwards, if you wanted to talk about that, or like get our perspectives on that, because this is also about nerd. This is also a nerdcore related thing as well. Like I said, by the way, guys, be fair and be fair on. I'm just gonna say to the chat as well quickly. Like I said, any perspectives is fine on this. I don't really appreciate any bashing on anyone's opinion on a specific thing whatsoever. Personally, I'm just gonna say that randomly. So yeah, I'm just gonna say that. Drop that in a real quick note. Volker, you still there?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Right, I was just checking to see if you're alive. But yeah, so we said we were going to talk about the big elephant in the room that happened happened yesterday. Was it yesterday or was it Thursday?
It was Thursday. It was Thursday.
Yeah, Thursday. So we were debating on whether to have a little discussion piece about this, but we decided we would drop it because this is a little mini thing we want to go into. So recently, if you're a fan of Nerdcore, depending on if you're actually watching this in post or watching this right now, you would probably know about a artist, about a actual thumbnail artist called Sinnoh, who initially we thought did really good, thumbnail art for some really sizable people within the community, like say with sizable things in the community, and hang on. Yeah, don't tolerate that. But yeah, so but like anyway, I was saying, but yeah, basically it was revealed not too long ago. But yeah, so I'm just gonna type to a friend right now in private about something. I know it's very unprofessional. I know. But yeah, so it was revealed not too long ago that the specific artist, which I've already said the name of, was actually that all the art she was posting was actually not hers and belonged to another person. At first, I was in a call with Volcar, two other artists, Chains Trio and Cannibalist as well when this happened. When she said that, I genuinely thought this was just like, oh, this is just a hoax. Like, there's no way this is real. No, it was. There's factual, proven evidence as well that this actually happened. And I was just like, because I've spoken to this person before, and we were just like, and I thought they were nice, but to hear this happening, I was just looking at it. They're just like, what the fuck happened? Like, and this hit pretty hard. Even to me, like, I didn't have any connection with the girl, but it hit hard for me as well just to hear this happen, because just I thought of all the other people who had this happen to.
She was like a mentor to me, so for me, it was a really difficult hit for me.
Nah, yeah, because I remember I'm not wanting to expose anything here or try to make you, but it's just like I said, I heard your reaction in the call. Like, it was like you said that you were being too extreme there, but to be honest with you, compared to what I was expecting, considering how much this lady meant to you in terms of learning from art and all that, I expected this to hit a lot harder than it did. I expected you to react a lot harder than you did, to be honest with you, but you were more subdued than I thought you were going to be, actually, to be honest with you, which was quite surprising. But even then, you still hit pretty hard, and that was it was still quite a blow anyway, because a lot of people were favored to this person. Oh my god, wait, is it actually oh my god, it's actually now a related topic on Twitter search now, because so many people have talked about it.
Yup.
Jeez. But yeah, while I'm on the topic of it, by the way, there are a couple of things I'm going to state. One, for the love of God, if you know this person at all, do not send any hate threat. That's not hate or death threats. That's not what we're trying to do here. We're just trying to spread awareness of the person in particular. In any other case, I wouldn't condone that whatsoever. Number two, go and follow, what was the artist's name? Akira, was it? think it was, yeah, I think it was Akira. Akira Tsukimiya, I think the name was. She was the one who did all of the original artwork for that piece, for the pieces that she supposedly commissioned. Yeah, there's that, and also, if and only if she somehow comes back to the community somehow, I would make, by which I don't think she's going to, because Audrey, I think you said that she deactivated her account, didn't you?
She did.
Yeah. So in the case she actually does, hoping people forget, don't go back and follow her and do any commission her ever again, because by God, she doesn't deserve it. And unless she apologizes for her actions and properly shows actual remorse and ways to overcome that, I don't think she deserves a simple apology like immediately. And that's all my statement on it. I don't know if you have anything else to go on before we get into the Weeb Game segment. Is that a no? So that's a no then, I'm guessing.
Hold on.
Oh, okay. You all good there, fam?
No, but I don't want to talk about it.
Alright, you can tell me after. You can tell me after. It'll be fine. Right. So Volcar also suggested, while we were thinking of topics to go off on this as well, that we were going to talk about...
I don't think I can continue right now.
Can you not?
No, I can't. I'm starting to have a panic attack.
Okay, that's fine. We'll end off here then, actually. So we'll end off here early. We'll continue any of these other topics in episode 4. Sorry I had to end off so early, just stuff. But yeah, we'll see you guys next time. We'll continue what we were going to talk about when we get to episode 4 eventually.